In this video, I will tell you what critical thinking is, how to develop it, and why it is so important to think critically. In general, this is a very interesting topic, so be sure to watch this video to the end. Let's start with what is critical thinking. Critical thinking is the ability to comprehensively analyze information and make reasonable, ideally objective conclusions. Also under critical thinking, understand the ability to question any information, including their own beliefs. And criticism is first of all doubt, i.e., search for logical errors of lies and manipulation, including with the help of analytical thinking. If, for example, you read an article as an analyst, you will break the text into small paragraphs in sequence. Familiarize yourself with their content, after which you will ask yourself the question, what conclusion follows from what you read? If you read an article as a critic, you will be more interested in who is the author of the article, where is the author's opinion, where are the facts, where are these facts from, and how reliable are their sources? And in fact, if you learn more about critical thinking, there's a lot of benefits. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to develop critical thinking. First, recognize mistakes. Learn to notice your mistakes as often as possible. It is actually useful. And understand that without admitting mistakes, the same science, it would stand still and we would still think that the sun revolves around the earth and so on. If you admit your mistake, you can analyze what led to it, and thus you will reduce the risk of its repetition. Second, look for errors in their reasoning and actions. The level of a professional in critical thinking is to work with hypotheses through denial, that is, to look for logical errors and flaws in your reasoning. Google information that refutes your opinion. It may turn out that you are right, and then you will simply know more about the subject than before. And if you find out that you are wrong, you will be able to recognize the error and benefit from it. Third, take a break before making important decisions. When you make decisions quickly, the risk of making mistakes increases, but slow thinking is more critical and rational and less prone to cognitive distortions. Fourth, actively work with information. Critical thinking requires comparison and evaluation of information, but it's really hard to do this in your mind, so it's better to use pen and paper, tables, or other techniques. And by the way, retelling and discussion. These are also considered methods of actively working with information. Fifth, broaden your social horizons. In general, we tend to surround ourselves with those who share our views. Communication with such people only confirms that we are right in everything, and it is very pleasant. But because of this, our view of the world and people are limited and act unreasonably and biased. The solution is to regularly communicate with those whose views are not close to us. We need to listen to them carefully and respectfully, and try to understand why their opinion differs from ours. And at the end, I would like to say that learning to think critically takes time. Almost always, people spend their free time on unnecessary activities such as flipping through TikTok or playing games. And the first step to critical thinking should be done here. Right here. Critically assess where your free time goes. Work on yourself. See you later.
It's impossible to have a conversation with the first thing you have to do is to show them that their behavior is not their own, that it's shaped by their culture. If you can get that across to them, it's easier to talk about other things. People believe that every person is individual, and that this individuality comes from within the person. If you can't prove the opposite, then you can end the conversation because it's not going to lead to anything good. Can you answer the question of why wars happen as if there is an answer? Here is the answer. It's a whole science of kingdoms of formulaic thinking about the differences between this nation and another, that they think their way of doing things is right, so they want to kill people of another nation. They are bad. No, they are killers. No, they are victims of their culture.
Put likes, comment, and subscribe to the channel.